Hello and welcome to Week 5's Jing for CIS 210, Data Structures and Elementary Algorithms. Jason here. And this week we're going to take a look at the Polish notation algorithm. So let's get started. So the first thing with Python is there's no push method. There is a pop method, but I wrote this code myself just to take into account I wanted my own push and pop function. So we've got our class PyStack, which is essentially going to initialize an empty stack and allow us to do operations with it. So we've got our initialize stack here, our push method, which is going to push items into our stack. Pop is going to take the last thing that was put in, is going to come out first. They just have a little print function just for testing. And then we have our order of operations, which is going to sort our operations in the stack and hopefully preserve the order of operations. Then we have a function for arithmetic. This is what's actually going to perform our calculations for us. And then I've got a function for problem list, which is going to work with the mathproblems.txt piece. And then we have our actual method that is going to, function that's going to have the algorithm in it. So basically, we've got an initialized problem here that's going to split the problem and allow us to work with the strings. Then we've got an empty stack for numbers and an empty stack for operators. So basically, what we're saying here is for each item in the initial problem, if it's an operator, we're going to push the operator into the operator stack. Or if it's not, we're going to push it into the numbers stack. And then this piece of code here I had to include, because working with the text files, it wants to put a line break character in there. So without this, it wasn't working. So I had to put in a way to work around that line break character. So in this piece here, we're basically saying, well, our operators list is not empty. We've got one part of our solution is going to be our arithmetic function. We're going to pop out an operator. We're going to pop out two numbers. And then we're going to pop out another operator. And then for our second portion of our answer, we've got, again, we're popping out an operator, two numbers. And so we basically got two parts of our solution with A1 and A2. We're going to push those numbers back onto our stack along with this other operator. And then to get our final answer, we want to run arithmetic one more time and pop out our final operator with our final values and return a number here for final. So just to test it, I'm just going to punch in a random number here. So let's run it. And we get an answer of 2,500. So that looks good. So let's try it with problem lists. Okay, so it does return an answer. I'm not sure if that's taking into account the correct order of operations, so I'm going to work on that a little bit more and hopefully fix that. So that's what I have for this week. I'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.